Hey everyone, it's BJ from the Career Center. I'm coming to you with three main questions today with Crisanne Blackie, the director of our Career Center. And our topic today for our three questions is happenstance. So welcome, Crisanne. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. So glad to be here. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Are you ready for question one?
I'm ready.
Okay, so the first question is, can you explain happenstance and why we as career counselors use this all the time working with students and alumni?
Well, when we first started talking about facing some new challenges that we all are experiencing and some unexpected outcomes here, we started thinking about different theories that really had some application to helping us manage change. And John Crumboltz, who is the theorist for planned happenstance, he has done a lot of work around the idea of embracing change and how that can really help us. And so he has a book. It's called Luck is No Accident that all of our staff has read. And it talks about creating the ability to take advantage of opportunities that may be out there and how sometimes an unexpected opportunity can really lead you in a new direction, and that perhaps is maybe even more rewarding than the direction you took initially.
Absolutely. So question number two, how is planned happenstance really relevant for our students as we're going through this kind of difficult and challenging time? How can students apply this theory to what they're going through?
So planned happenstance is all about embracing uncertainty, right? So the idea is chance favors the prepared mind. So the idea is that you need to be preparing all the time to embrace an opportunity when it arises to you. And this happens frequently in people's lives. And to really begin to look at change as an opportunity instead of something that's so scary and stifling. So it really shouldn't be something that you look at and say, oh my gosh, things are not going how I had planned, but really taking the opportunity to look at this as an opportunity to try something new. So planned happenstance tells us is that if you can move forward in your planning with intentionality, then you can take control of a situation. So what can you control right now that can help you? And some people are reactionary to different situations, and what planned happenstance tells us is no, don't be that reactionary. Take a step back and then begin to move forward with a plan that works. But if you have a plan, sometimes it doesn't work, but then you know what's not working. And you can go back and reevaluate your plan to see where you're at, make some changes, move forward again, see what happens. Okay, maybe that's not working. We're going to go back and reevaluate. So it becomes this opportunity for you to continually reinvent yourself and to be ready to meet new people, to do different things, and to look for opportunities in unusual places. And that's probably our biggest lesson from planned happenstance, is that it's the unusual places maybe where you find your best opportunity.
Good. So my last question for you today is really speaking directly to our students. So our students are in many different situations right now. A lot of them are home with their families unexpectedly. We have students who are lined up for summer internships that maybe are no longer happening. We have seniors who are graduating and kind of an uncertain job market. What advice would you have for our students as they navigate these times thinking about planned happenstance?
Sure. Well, John Crumbles will tell us that, our greatest strengths are being curious, being resilient, looking forward and being optimistic, right? So this is the lessons that we're going to learn from him today, is to really begin to take a proactive approach and to say, how can we be curious? What can we learn about that's different? So let's take this time, pick something that you want to learn about and try it. So, some people I've talked to said, well, I really want to learn to make bread, right? I've never made bread. I can do this. Other people have said, I really want to learn to a language, or I want to learn how to play an instrument, or I want to do something that I haven't tried before. And what's really interesting about that is, with social media as it is, there's all kinds of support groups online for different topics. So you can say, well, I want to learn to cook, and you can be part of a group that talks about cooking. And in doing so, you're taking a common interest, you're meeting a whole bunch of new people, and really moving outside of your comfort zone to begin to look at what else is out there. And in learning something new, you're going to fail, right? So if we take making bread as an example, It's not easy. You think, oh, this looks super easy. They do it on the cooking shows. It's going to be great. But it's not as easy as it seems. Right? So you're going to try it. Maybe your bread doesn't rise. All right, so you fail. All right, so you go back, you try again. What can I learn? All right, and in doing that, you say, well, I got to research this more because I got to figure out why this didn't work. So you go back and you research it, then you try again. And maybe the next time it's a little better, but maybe not perfect. Maybe the third time you try it, you're finding you're having some great success. So what do we learn from that is we learn the ability to be resilient. We learn that we can go back and figure things out and problem solve, right? We learn critical thinking skills, and this is all stuff that's going to transfer into the job market. So now that we know how to do this, we can then go out and begin to say, how do we network with people about finding an internship, finding a position? There are employers that are hiring.
Absolutely.
So the thing is, who is hiring? So we got to figure out, who do we ask about that? Who's our new network? Reach out to people that you haven't talked to in a long time and say, hey, I just want to check in, see how you're doing. And in doing so, they're going to say, well, how's school going? You say, well, studying from home. I'm working from home. You know, what are you thinking about doing? Well, I'm really looking for a summer job. Do you know of anybody who's hiring? And they're going to say, wow, I know that this company is hiring, but I also have a friend that works there. Maybe this is someone that you can talk to. So then you can reach out to that person and you can create this network of activity that is going to be, I believe, really positive for you. Okay. It may, in doing so, provide you with an opportunity that you did not think was out there, but I encourage you to go outside your comfort zone to really begin to take a chance on something. You know, maybe there's a summer job out there, maybe it's a remote job. Then you thought, well, this isn't really what I was looking for, but I'm willing to take the chance and learn about it. And in doing so, you might have some wonderful opportunities that come your way and really embrace the unexpected. And I think that's the big message, to say, I'm willing to take a chance and to move forward.
Yeah, that's great. And that actually leads into my bonus question today. So our extra question, just for fun. We've talked a little bit in some of the other videos about fun summer jobs, high school jobs, college jobs. So can you tell us all about one high school, college, summer job that you did that was maybe a little bit different and really fun, but also how it taught you a skill that you still use today?
Well, in college, I spent a lot of summers working at summer camps. And in doing so, I met lots of different kids from lots of different families. But one of my favorite camps and maybe unusual experiences that I had was working at Camp Scully, which was in Troy, New York. And it was a camp for inner city kids. And it was part of Catholic Charities that helped support the kids through camperships. So the children did not have to pay much money at all. I mean, it was very inexpensive for their families to send them to camp. And I learned a tremendous amount about myself and about children who really didn't have access to a lot of resources. And that perspective has helped me tremendously and in learning and learning about people, but also in helping students and really understanding that I can meet students where they're at. And that has been a great help. Plus, I was able to meet the Cuomo family and met Andrew Cuomo, one of BJ's favorite governors right now.
I watch him every day on TV. That I actually have, whenever he's on the TV, I have all my kids come in and I say, okay, guys, Governor Cuomo's on now. We need to listen to what he has to say, because I think he's a great voice of reason in this crazy time. So my experience, I shared the other day that I ironed newspapers as one part-time job. Another one that I did that was really fun and kind of unexpected was I was a teacher's aide the summer between high school and college for a migrant Head Start in northern Maine. So all of the migrant workers that came from Mexico to pick broccoli during the summer brought their children and their families with them. And so I hadn't spoken any Spanish prior to this, but I got hired to do this job. And so every day I was with 3- and 4-year-olds who came from Mexico. And so I learned a lot of Spanish. I learned about their culture. And it was just kind of an unexpected, really fun thing that I did between high school and college. So fun job.
Well, and the fun fact is, my first job that I had in Maine was with the MES Foundation, and we had a program, it was the Higher Education Resources Outreach Program, the HERO program, and we traveled around the state and provided services, career services, but we had a hotline, and it was an 800 number that people could call in. And our mantra at the time was that we have a career center in everyone's living room, and you can just call us and take advantage of this. And so talk about something that's relevant to us 25 years ago. And now again, we have a career center in everybody's living room. So this is like this really cool thing. And I feel like, wow, I really know how to do this because I had a lot of experience providing services remotely. We just use a telephone. So now if I could transfer those all to the technology that we have now, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Crisanne. This was fun. Just a reminder to our students who are watching, you can reach us by phone, email. We'd be happy to Skype with you, Zoom with you, email with you, talk to you over the phone. To any parents who are watching, and encourage your students to utilize our services. Next week, we have some more fun guests. So have a great weekend, everyone, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.
Excellent. Thank you. Bye-bye.